In part D, we are asked to explain why the lattice expands when heated. The simplest answer we can give is that as we increase the total energy of the ions, then the amplitude of oscillation is going to increase. For example, if the total energy is -7 electron volts, we know that the oscillation will be between these two extreme points. If I heat up the lattice, so the ions have a larger total energy, say here, then the oscillation will be between these two extreme positions. So as I heat it up, you'll notice that the amplitude of oscillations become larger and larger. So that may explain why the lattice expands when heated. Or you can think even deeper by noting that the oscillation, even though it's about the equilibrium position, most of the time the oscillation is occurring at large separation rather than the small separations. The reason is because the repulsive forces that restores you back to the equilibrium position is much stronger than the attractive forces that tries to restore you back to the equilibrium position. We can tell that from the steepness of the graph. Because this is asymmetrical, the repulsive forces is always stronger than the attractive forces here. So the oscillation, let me try to trace it out. It may look something like this. So it happens very quickly here, but down here is a kind of lazy oscillation. The reason is because when you're here, the restoring force is very strong, and that's why you're brought back here very quickly. But when you're on this side, the restoring force is much weaker, and therefore you are restored back to your equilibrium position much more slowly. So that means even though we have a oscillation between these 2 points, the effective separation is actually not at the equilibrium position. It's more to the right of the equilibrium position. So that means when the lattice is heated up, the effective separation does not remain at the equilibrium position, but instead the effective separation increases as the lattice is heated up. So that could be a more satisfactory explanation of why the lattice expands when it's heated. But I'm pretty sure that the first explanation I gave is acceptable to the markers, and you should get full marks if you give that explanation. Okay, that's it. Ta-ta!